Hello, Fishhead. I made a slight mistake pretty early on, but nothing too big. And here's the episode. Hello, Fishheads. We're your host, Shout the Way and kind of the Clever, and we're here with more of this and more funny stories about the government because.
More funny stories about everything.
Yeah. So, birch trees in the National Forest in Minnesota are being stripped of their bark by lazy campers looking for easy firewood to burn. The U.S. Forest Service was called in and immediately jumped into action. Did they lie in wait and arrest campers stripping the trees? Nope. They sent workers into the woods armed with buckets of whitewash to paint the barkless birch. After the paint was dry, a second coat was applied, consisting of dark pigments used to imitate bark, and completing the fox fauna. The fox fauna realistic knot holes. Wait.
What?
Knot holes? Yeah. Knot holes. Sounds like a pretty good description of whoever came up with this idea. I gotta... Oh, wait. Do we still got you? We'll be right back, Shades. Alright, and then the next part of this episode that is here is over here, right? I think this is it. Hello, Fishhead. I made a slight mistake. Pretty early on, but nothing too big. And here's the episode. Give me a second. Alright, here you go. I made a slight issue. I actually stopped the video, so I'll have to reconnect these, which isn't too hard, but yeah. Technical difficulties set aside after my internet decided to disconnect. We're back here, and we're gonna continue.
Right.
Did you actually hear the story? The whole about the trees and what they decided to do after they heard
they decided to paint the barkless.
Yes.
I heard that.
And they tried to make it look exactly like the trees. Like it was just like, why?
I don't think that's a good solution.
Yeah, and then said, and the last line was that it was knot holes. Sounds like a pretty good description of whoever came up with this idea.
Right. I just beat the level while you were out. Yeah. That's basically it.
In the quote under it says, this is a place that would be pretty much like the place that it would have grown up in. I think if I have grown up here.
You know what you remind me of?
What?
I don't know if you ever. I think this was like an old Vine or an old meme, but it's just like this kid in the commercial, and he's like, "Did you ever have a dream that you could that video?
I remember that. Yeah, when it comes to speaking, I'm horrible.
That is who you remind me of. Apparently. Alright, yeah.
Wow, you almost got burned.
I'm fine.
The next story I have for you is in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. The town council debated in April 2003 whether to open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. The logical problem soon arose that since the council was already in a debate, they could not technically open with a pledge anyway.
I mean, why is all this shit happening in April? Is April just that kind of month?
I mean, it is. I mean, the first day is April Fool's, so I mean, maybe everyone should play. Maybe that's just a silly month, you know? But
Yeah,
and then
maybe.
and then one quote they have under it says, "You bet we might have." Like, how that feels like that's
the
so
fucking
redundant. It's like
worst.
it's like if you had a debate of, don't you think the characters in the horror movie should have not ran upstairs and should have ran away? It's like, bruh, it's already happened, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't really help us now. Even in real life, it's like I should have done this and that. Well, it's over now. There ain't really much you can do about anything about it.
Yeah.
There ain't really anything you can do about it.
The mayor of North Providence, Rhode Island, Charles A. Lombardi, realized his administration wasn't using the temporary office trailer, so he decided to sell it on eBay. The resulting sale netted the city $1,825 and netted Lambert a wealth of bad press. You see, the city didn't own the trailer and had been leasing it from a company called William Scotsman. For more than 5 years, the trailer had the company's name and phone number printed in large text on at least two sides, and now has demanded the city reimburse them $11,000 and the cost of a new trailer. That was the cost of a new trailer. And in quotation says, "I'm not embarrassed," insisted Mayor Charles A. Lombardi. We sold something we knew we didn't need.
Yeah, basically. Only to pay for it, though. Alright. Yes. Made it.
That's I love that he sold something that they had been leasing, and it's like it brought them $1,825, but it also brought him some bad press, and it's like, huh? How did selling something bring bad press? And it's like, oh, because it wasn't theirs. Yeah, that's not the greatest thing to be said about you. Sell something they don't own.
I hate that's not even. My depth perception can't handle this game.
Yeah. And the last government story we have...
I should probably
says,
put on my glasses.
When city officials in Edison, New Jersey heard that the XXX Topica Expo had been booked at New Jersey Expo Center, they jumped into action to prevent the event from occurring. According to a November 5th, 2009 article on the Huffington Post, the Township Council quickly amended its zoning laws to prohibit any shows or sale of sexual-oriented products in gathering of 100 or more people at any place located within 1,000 feet of a place of public worship, school, playground, hospital, or any child's care center, or any area zoned for residential use. Only one problem. There are no places of public worship, schools, playgrounds, hospitals, or child care centers, or areas zoned for residential use within 1,000 feet of the expo center. So the show went on as scheduled. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then they have one quote at the very end saying, "The voters have spoken, the bastards."
Right.
Oh my god.
Jar.
We have to stop this! We have to stop this expo! Alright, let's make this
No!
law! And then it...
No!
and then it doesn't even apply to the expo. Just wow.
Sounds like we really know what we're talking about. Huh?
I know, right?
Alright, I'm through.
That's just so funny. That's like one of the things I would think of where it's like, this is a flawless plan, and then it's like, one of the most obvious points gets pointed out later, and it's like, no, I meant that,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
You, like, try to recover by, like, trying to be like, no, I knew that's called a big brain play. Haven't you heard the kids nowadays?
They call that a big brain move.
So do you want to continue on to GPS or change the letter?
Let's do GPS.
Okay. An unidentified American was traveling on a vacation through... Oh gosh, I'm gonna butcher this so hard. Schwarzenbach, Germany. And as he was unfamiliar with the town, relied entirely on his car's navigation system. When the GPS told him to take a right turn, he turned right through the front door of a supermarket. The Vietnam War veteran from Tudor, I guess the company Tudor, anyway, Washington, was driving during the October 2003 incident, didn't stop until it crashed into a row of shelves.
Oh.
And then
really unfortunate.
And then one quote that says, "Oh, man steals GPS tracking device."
1, 2, 3, and then over, and then 1, and then 1.
Personally, whenever I hear stories like that, I just imagine that, like, even if you were unfamiliar, if you saw a building in front of you, wouldn't you have the common sense to be like, you know, maybe I should stop, you know? Like, that's, maybe, I know that's just me thinking, but, like, are you telling me that they couldn't see?
No, I feel like, see, that there was a huge-ass building right next to him?
I know, right? Like,
doesn't seem very likely.
Yeah. Like, even if it was an older car, I could understand if navigation didn't know about the building, but you're telling me the person didn't look to the left and see, oh, and see big building, you know? I mean, even if they would have still crashed in the front door, if it was like a sharp corner or something, they should have stopped at there. Like, why were they still going forward after they got into the store? Apparently, oh wait, wow, there was only, oh no, I skipped it all. Okay, the next GPS story says,
no, please.
While visiting Bedford Hills, New York, a computer technician from Silicon Valley adhered to a car's GPS so trustingly that he wound up on the tracks of the Metro's North train. Unfortunately, the man's car stalled on the tracks, but he was able to bail out of the car shortly before the train obliterated it.
Yeah. Ow. And whatnot.
Oh, man.
Ooh, okay.
Have you ever seen videos where people will drive, where like it will be footage from like a cigarette store or something, like a small store, and it'll just be like a car that just like barreled through the entire building, and you're like, how did this happen? And then it's like, oh, they probably just hit the gas thinking it was brakes or something. Like that's such an easy thing.
A moment of
yeah, you're like oh no.
Pure stress.
Yeah.
Pure stress, like you don't know what to do. You're just doing.
Yeah. Like, I've seen those videos and I'm like, how do they do this? And then it's like, when you think about it, it's like, oh, well, it probably wasn't that they were trying to crash in the store. It was more of a, situation where they were on pressure.
Right.
The next story says, according to a June 16, 2001 article in the San Diego Union Turbine? I don't know. Tribune. Sorry. I was butchering it, so
Okay,
Tribune.
that's very different.
San Diego Union Tribune. A California state law requires that if a sex offender's GPS tagging device indicates that he is in a prohibited area, he will face immediate arrest. However, the simple law isn't so simple. To implement isn't so simple to implement. Because, as the newspaper investigation reported, the state has fallen roughly 31,000 responses behind.
Oh no, that's not good.
Oh my gosh. Hey, let's institute this thing where their GPS will tell them, and it's like, boss, we got bigger issues. And it's like, what? Oh gosh! And it's just like all those reports, just like, oh no.
Are you shitting me? No!
The next story says, Jeffrey S. Barber explained to a police officer in the town of Towanda, New York, that he was simply following the directions of his GPS and wound up in the Nigeria River. Apparently, Barber's GPS told him to take a right to get to the highway, but instead of going on the on-ramp, he turned onto the access road, which led to a boat dock. And he didn't stop until he splashed into the river. His explanation was plausible, but the police couldn't understand why the man was walking around in a soggy cow suit. Divers found the car at the bottom of the river, along with the head of a cow suit. They also uncovered some plausible reason for the barber's accident. That being 4 whiskey bottles and 3 beer bottles, according to the October 27, 2009 article in the Lockport Union Sun Journal. Barber was booked for drunken driving after registering a .20 blood alcohol level, which I think 0.05 is too high. I'm pretty sure. Like, is the limit. I'm pretty sure. So he was triple that, or not triple.
Oh my god!
4 times that.
Nice ass.
He was quite drunk. I wonder. Okay. But anyway, that's all the GPS stories. Let me see. Do you want me to stay in G, or do you want me to change a letter?
Let's change it to M.
Okay, M. Let's see. We're gonna talk about the mail.
Money. Oh.
Listen, there's not a lot of options from M. Honestly, there's only 3.
Fair enough.
We've all heard the expression, the check's in the mail, but for 2,600 state employees whose weekly paychecks got lost in the mail, the joke was on them. They were all postal employees in Norfolk, Virginia. Postal employees awaited their last paycheck of the year eagerly, anticipating getting their checks deposited before the banks closed for the holidays. But, delicious irony. The post office lost their own mail. The checks did arrive 2 days late, and too late for the employees to get to the bank. In quotation marks, We're sure that the irony will not be lost on folks. Will be lost on folks," said Bruce
Right.
the Rate. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The financial director at the Norfolk Post Office.
You gotta be kidding me.
Where were the checks? Where were the checks for those few extra days? No one seems to know. The frightening thing is at one point, there were 2,600 disgruntled postal employees in one place. Oh no, I honestly can agree with that statement. The fact that just like a bunch of people super annoyed at the fact that not getting their checks and that the fact they're all in the same place is very concerning.
Right.
That's just asking for disaster. And the next one says, going postal has become part of the lexicon meaning of course, someone who becomes violent on the job, named because of the high number of postal employees who lose it at work. One clerk at a Denver's downtown terminal annex was escorted from the building after he exhibited some bizarre behaviors. Besides wearing a dress, although the clerk was informed he should go home and stay away from the annex, he returned twice that day, wearing not only the dress, but also a gorilla mask, and something authorities described as a strap-on sexual device. The police were called...
Sexual device.
The police
I wonder what that
were called to the scene, where they discovered several guns and 2 hunting knives in the man's pickup truck. Surprisingly, a psychiatric evaluation was ordered.
There you go. You got it.
Oh my god.
I know some words are tough for you.
God, that's so funny.
Also, I think we're on the final world.
He showed up with a gorilla mask he showed up with a gorilla mask in a dress with a dildo on. Like, what the heck?
What a Chad. Like, seriously.
Okay. Oh, this one has a Santa picture under it. Okay. Christmas is the busiest time of year for the post office. People mail millions of boxes and cards and letters to friends and relatives everywhere in the world. It's a happy time, a joyous time. So it came as some surprise to the good people of Ohio when 12,000 pieces of mail were stamped with an unusual greeting of holiday cheer instead of a brightly stamped.
It's Ohio.
Instead of a brightly stamped Merry Christmas. The Yuletide mail recipients. The Yuletide mail recipients got a Scroogey "You bitch" stamped on their mail, courtesy of the local post office. It gives the expression "ho ho ho" a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Why? Why am I dying here? Why am I dying here? This sucks.
Literally, dude, talk about, man. Could you imagine if a kid found this in the mail? They're like, "Mama, what is it, you bitch?"
Grandma really hates us. What'd you do, Ma? Alright.
I mean, I know I was an AC-teen, but like, I didn't think I was this bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next section is called Memos. Because of Veterans Day, because of the Veteran Day, holiday next Wednesday, I'm so confused by this word.
What is it?
Because of Veterans Day, holiday next Wednesday, this release will be published on Friday, November 13th, instead of on Thursday, November 12th. It will be issued on Thursday, November 19th, its usual publication date, but it will be delayed the following week until Friday, November 27th because of Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day holiday on Thursday, November 26th. So it got pushed back from November 12th to 26th. It got pushed
so
back.
Impatient.
Apparently the book got pushed back.
You want to hear about a bad pushback? I ordered a book December 24th, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ordered a book December 24th. It still hasn't shown up.
Oh my god. And today being, let's see, February 22nd. February 22nd.
It's February 22nd. I ordered that thing 2 months ago.
Anyway, so the next story says, in 1991, managers of a cafeteria located in the U.S. Treasury Department building issued a memo stating that the 2,040 individual pieces of silverware it owned, and 1,430 pieces were missing and presumed stolen. Amongst other agencies, the building houses the internal revenue service, but who's counting?
Right. Alright.
The next one says, communication is the most important element of any business, especially in this age of worldwide communication. And the information superhighway, that was talking about the worldwide communication and this information superhighway. Okay. This memo from the Office of Management and Budget, OMB, gives us a clear picture of how things are done in Washington.
No! I wish I could.
An agency. This is what the memo, I guess, says. An agency subject to the provisions of the Federal Reports Act may enter into an arrangement with an organization not subject to the Act, whereas by the organization not subject to the Act collects information on behalf of the agencies subject to the Act. The reverse also occurs. Sometimes I think aliens have landed and set us up shop in our nation's capital.
It sometimes feel like they're aliens.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna deny that.
So do you want me to change letters? The next one's gonna be military.
Okay. Let's learn about the military.
Alright, we got 4 minutes. Let's see how far we can get along with this. So,
right.
When it
I'm
comes
gonna be this level.
When it comes to the military, just the facts, ma'am, isn't good enough. In 1992, Senator Carl Levin, DMI, checked into reports that the Air Force was buying 172 custom-made fax machines by Litton Industries. These fax machines were specially designed to survive a nuclear blast, but the real blast was the cost, $73 million. After closure, Security? Okay. Oh no, maybe it's security? I don't know. SCRUTINY. Security? I don't know.
Wait, scrutiny?
Scrutiny, yeah, okay. That looks right. Yeah.
Okay.
After close scrutiny,
part.
Senator Levin realized that these costs were inaccurate. The Air Force was actually spending more than $94 million, or $574,000 per machine. Magnavox put in a bid to the Air Force for fax machines that met the required specifications and cost only $15,000 per unit. But unfortunately, the Magnavox model transmitted pages in newspaper quality, while a $500,000 Litton fax machine transmitted in magazine quality. They spent so much money on really shitty fax machines.
Dude, you know our military is the most wasteful in the entire world, right?
And the last...
I just assume it wastes nearly $500 billion every year.
Mm-hmm. And the last quote they have here is, funds obligated for military assistance as of September 3rd, 1979 may be de-obligated or re-obligated. You don't say, huh? Well, anyway, we're out of time.
Right. Yeah.
So, do all that
Make
stuff
sure to
on the
like,
screen if you
comment,
enjoyed.
and
Comment below if you enjoyed any of those stories, because there was quite a bit.
Good amount. Also, we will be finishing this game really soon. Like I said before, I don't know if you heard me, but this is the last time.
Yeah, we heard you.
I'm pretty sure.
We're gonna do like one. You
yeah.
think it's gonna be like one more session? Do you mean you finish everything,
probably.
or just this part of the trio? Because I know the trio has 3 games in total.
There's 3 games. I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole trio though. That's a lot of
why
game.
wouldn't you?
That's a lot of game.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, why don't do the whole thing? Do you plan to come back to it?
I don't know. Eventually, just like I plan to come back to the multiple other games I said I was going to go back to.
Okay. Well, anyway, we'll see you next time, Phil
Right.
Shades.
See you next time.